Hello and welcome to Audio Only My ThoughtZ podcast, episode 2, The Weirdo on Maple Street. This episode is, again, very good. I mean, I'm probably going to say that for all of these because, like Red Dwarf, Series 9, and Gallivant, they're just all very good. I did enjoy this episode. It had a lot of good stuff in it. It had a lot of good character stuff for basically all the characters, which is impressive considering how big the cast is. I mean, we're establishing character stuff for the three kids, the three boys, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas. Establishing 11, establishing Mike's sister, her friends, which is like 4 other characters, Hopper, the 2 other cops, Will's mom, Will's brother, and this episode also gave us a little establishment to, I don't know if he's going to show up again. He probably won't, considering he seems like a super deadbeat, but Will's dad and his new girlfriend or whatever. So that's more than 10 characters we're establishing in this episode. And yeah, I feel like they all really got established pretty well. It gives us a lot of good character stuff in regards to the kids especially, and when I say the kids, I mean the non-adult characters. So Will isn't here. Mike, Dustin, Lucas, Mike's sister and her friends, and Will's brother, because they're like I say non-adult, even though I'm not sure if Will's brother is 18, but I consider him to not be one of the adults because the adults really the only established adults in the show are Will's mom and Hopper, who are much older than him. So I'm keeping him in a different category, purely because he's not doing the same things. He's searching, which is what the kids are doing and what Hopper is doing, but Hopper is doing it by the book because he's a police officer, and that's what cops do. Anyway, so I thought this episode had a lot of good character stuff. It established a lot, specifically for 11, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas, because they sort of are now, at the beginning of the episode, Dustin and Lucas were not wanting to help 11 because they wanted to get back to Will, and they wanted to just send her away because she seemed different or weird. They thought she was a psycho, and Mike wanted to help her because he wanted to help her, which is good because he doesn't immediately write her off as a crazy person. He treats her like a person, which is in a lot of movies and TV shows. This is not what the main character would do. So I appreciate that Mike is not doing the cliched thing of just immediately go get help and get rid of her to get to his goal, which is to save his friend. And 11, we also learned. I guess spoilers. I should probably say that before the beginning of this. We learn more about 11's past. We know that she is somehow involved with shady Men in Black guy with the white hair, who she calls Papa. So could be her dad, could be her creator. We don't know where she came from yet, so we don't know. We also learned that she does not like being put into tight spaces because of some incident where she was tossed into a 4x4 closet room at that facility, or wherever that or wherever that was. I'm just assuming it was the facility because it looked like it. It could be a different facility. And we also learn that she has something to do with Will because she points to a picture of the 4 boys at the science fair and points specifically at Will, which Mike takes as a meaning that she knows him, knows something about him and his disappearance. And we also did get some good development on Will, in terms of knowing about his family life. We know that his mom has been working at the store that she works at for 10 years, never takes a day off. So it would lead me to believe that if that was after the dad had left, if the dad had left prior to her starting to work there, that it would mean that the brother is probably like the primary person that Will would have interacted with, which makes sense given the fact that we get a flashback of them sitting together listening to music and bonding when the dad does not show up to bond with Will, and that is taken by his brother, who is definitely taken very hard by it. He goes to his dad to see if his brother is there, and when he's not there, he is like, well, you don't care about him. And while the dad is like, of course I care about him, but we established in a flashback that he did not show up to do something with Will, which would imply that he probably didn't care that much about being there for his kids, and the mom was more concerned with it, which is sort of the stereotype in TV, now that I think about it. We also got some explanation into sort of Mike's sister Nancy and her interactions with sort of like her thing, because she is the way it seems that she's like the good straight A student, but she wants to rebel and be with this guy Steve, I think, generic high school guy, but she she doesn't want to, which is sort of the stereotype, but it's, sort of unique in the way they present it, where she gives into it very fast. She gave in the first episode to him coming through her window, and then in the second episode she goes to the party and they do something. We don't get to see it, but I'm sure they did something. And it also explains 2 things for me personally, because of the fact that this was a very big cosplay thing at Comic-Con this year, and I didn't understand any of it, so it allowed me to understand not only the whole Eggo Waffle thing with Eleven's affinity for it, and it also explained why there were a bunch of missing posters for a character, and I did not know who that character was, and now I'm like, okay, I get it. They went missing. They got taken by the monster, and as far as I can, and considering I did get a little bit spoiled for how it ends in regards to the end, I'm assuming they don't find her, because that's sort of that. Because I'm assuming they wouldn't have been having those missing posters at Comic-Con because if they had found her by episode 8. So that's a shame. She didn't appear much, but hopefully they find her in season 2. What else do I have to say? We got some more good character stuff with Winona Ryder and her slowly going down the road of insanity with the grief of losing her son, and also the fact that something is calling her and then electrocuting her phone, which honestly I feel like that would give me some sort of sense of pause to say maybe we should investigate this further now, and the fact that Hopper does not think that's odd. Like, oh, the storm fried the phone. I'm pretty sure storms don't do that. Like, I've never heard of a phone like getting singed. Like, I'm sure like if there was a big enough power surge that like a phone could be broken because it got shocked by electricity, but like it's like singed on the receiver and the it's like singed on the speaker and the microphone, which is crazy. So yeah, I did think it was a good episode. The pacing on this one was better because like when I watched the first episode, I had to stop it halfway through to because the Sherlock finale was on that night, so I watched that. But this one, I got to about 10 minutes to the end before I realized, oh, I've been watching it for this long, so I was very engaged in it and not. And like I had that problem with Daredevil where I would watch Daredevil, but I would be acutely aware that time was passing, and I wouldn't be immersed in it where I could just come out and be like, oh, it's over. It's happening with this show, so I'm very excited for more episodes where I continue to be immersed. Basically, to sum up the episode, a lot of good character stuff, like a lot of good character stuff, which is really good. The writing is still solid. Everyone gives in good performances, and the story is intriguing, and I'm excited to see where it goes next. So if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe and check out my channel. Like I said last time, I did one for the most recent series of Red Dwarf and for the most recent season of Gallivant. If you want to see videos where I talk about books, I have over 100 of those. I think 123 at the moment. I'm not exactly sure. Or if you want to see me talk about fixing movies and TV shows, I have How to Fix It, where you can see that as well. So I will see you in the next video. See you next time. Thank you all for watching, and if you liked the video, you can hit subscribe and watch one of my other videos. My videos can be found on any of these fine sites, and if you want to help out, maybe consider supporting the show on Patreon. See you next time.